So I'm going to show you how to create an assessment in Illuminate, and here's where we're going to go. We're going to go up to Assessments, and we're going to go to Create a New Assessment. We're going to have to jump out of Illuminate and go into Item Bank to grab questions to put into our assessment. On this page that pops up here, you just want to populate it according to your needs at your site. For the sake of what we're doing, I labeled mine as a tutorial quiz, and I chose a year, and this is going to be mathematics. So now I'm going to press create. When this page populates, you're going to have to fill out some fields here, and I'll go over them with you here in a second. So essentially what this page is a filter for you and the standards that you might need to create an assessment with. So let's first start with this. We want to do the Common Core standards using the mathematics, and we're going to go to grade 6. Okay, lots of options. You'll notice these red standards here are ones that I've recently selected. So that saves me time for next time I'm creating an assessment or a quiz or whatever it is. If I scroll down, these are the grade 6 standards, and if I click on any of these arrows over here, it'll expand it, and I can just go through and be really specific. I have two choices here. I could click on the actual standard list or the 91 items, but what I'm telling Item Bank by clicking on that is saying, hey, choose these questions that are inside. Choose these 91 items. So let's go ahead and choose the standard. You'll see a little link, chain link that just popped up right there. Now that I have my chain link selected, I'm going to scroll up to the top and review a few things with you. At the top, pretty much are all the categories of where you are. So we're going to work from left to right here, going through these categories in creating our assessment. So I've narrowed it down, filtered what standards I want to choose. I'm going to go ahead and click continue, and now you'll see I'm under add items here, add items. And I've already selected, this might differ based off your history in Item Bank, but right now I've chosen inspect SBAC. Definitely what you want to do here, you'll get options, but in regards to what we're doing here, I want inspect SBAC here. And you'll notice now, if you do select that, you can search for items in this part of Item Bank. So once you've narrowed, you have additional features here too. You can choose what type of questions you have here, and then here's the key: is when you do this, make sure you click on search here, right here at the bottom, and that will help populate a lot of questions for you to choose from. So you'll notice right here that I have about 9 pages worth of questions, which seem daunting. I pretty much don't need that many questions. So you might want to go back up to your filter here and maybe select what types of questions you want. So for example, select item types, and you'll get many choices here, ranging from multiple choice to multiple answer to constructed response. So keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and just select one question here and then add that question, and I'm going to move on to reviewing part of this assessment. So when you have your questions selected, go ahead and click on continue. When you do that, you get a chance to review your questions. You get options such as shuffling the questions if you like. Now you notice I only made one question, so maybe I'm not happy with that, so I want to add more items. So don't freak out here when you go back to adding items and feel like your questions are gone. You're going to have to press that search button one more time. So I went ahead and added a second question just to show you a few functions that you can do once you have your test in front of you. If you want to make this question that's currently labeled 1, if you want to make the second one, just go ahead and select 2, press enter, and it will move it automatically down there for you. You'll also notice there's a red X, or there's an X over here, which asks you if you want to remove the item from your assessment. And another couple features you might want to pay attention to for each question is shuffling the order of the answer choices, as well as resetting this back to the default, whatever it was originally written as. So I feel I'm pretty good to go here on my quiz. I'm going to go ahead and continue, and I get one more chance to shuffle the order of my questions. It's not as strong as a visual, but you still have that choice if you so desire. And now I'm ready to go and create a booklet of this test. So I'm going to go ahead and continue here. And this is pretty much your formatting page. Anything you want your students to see, either on the paper test or on the portal test, this is your chance to take over with the formatting issues. So make sure you scroll down a little bit, and you will be able to have a chance of a visual of just a little thumbnail size of what your test might look like depending on what options you choose. So a quick review before you publish your test is all the details like the standards as well as the year you're giving this assessment or writing it, let's say. Adding items are the actual questions, reviewing those questions, what the overview looks like in regards to the order, and then booklet here is the formatting issues. So we're going to move over to publish here. You'll notice on this page that it kind of gives you a table in regards to DOKs and some smarter balanced claims and so forth. So some of those apply and some of those don't. And before you press publish, just check to make sure you've got everything in order here. Over on the side, I didn't point out, but it will list your standards that you have selected for this assessment. I'm going to press publish and we'll find out what happens. So this page will pop up and it'll tell you your assessment has successfully been published. So you got to remind yourself that you're in item bank right now. So where do we go get that test? You want to return to Illuminate in the top right. So click on that link and then we'll talk about how to share this test if you're at a site and share it with your department or other people. So we're back in Illuminate here and you'll notice if you have trouble actually getting to this page, you just want to go to assessments and list assessments, and that's where this page will populate. So what we're looking at here is a way to filter down your assessments. If nothing is selected up in these categories, you'll see blanks. But in this case, I want the year 2014. Maybe I know what grade level it was. If not, if you just know maybe the title of your assessment, just start typing it in. And Illuminate does a good job of populating some suggested assessments. So here we go. I typed in tutorial quiz and the actual quiz populated right here. When I click on this, I'm going to get a few options, so check it out. The few options that you will get are going to look at it like this on this kind of pop-up window. And you can administer this online, and you can also do a few other things that I want to mention. Alright, so in this window you can do many things, and pretty much what you read is pretty self-explanatory. But don't think that these are your only options. Check it out up here in your bar up here. You've got a setup, administration, reports, and advanced. I'm not going to dive into those, but if I did mention earlier, you could share this assessment. So if you click on setup and look all the way at the bottom, you do have a share feature here. So you've created a test for your department or your site. You get some options here. So I'll just quickly spend about 30 more seconds going over those with you. So on this page, you get share options with everyone. That means anybody within Tustin Unified or your site, grade level, or a user. You could say, hey, I just want to share this with one person. So let's say I'm going to go with my department. It'll ask you what your department is, so just start typing math, and it'll populate. Select that. Another few other things is what can those people do? So in this case, can view and download, but that's no fun for my department. I want to allow them to maybe administer this test as well as make any edits to it too. So that way they can use that. All right, before you do anything else, make sure you save your changes here. Those people will not be alerted. You just kind of have to send them an email and say, hey, that test is available now. They will not get an email from Illuminate telling them they have access to that test now.